My name is David Tran, and this is LuxTV, shedding and spreading light for the chiropractic students. We have chiropractor Dr. Nima Rahmany in Vancouver, British Columbia. He is owner of one of the largest multidisciplinary healing centers in the greater Vancouver area. He's an author, chiropractor, stress and lifestyle specialist, and a certified chiropractic wellness practitioner with the ICA. Dr. Nima, welcome to LuxTV.
I am so grateful to be sharing with you guys, the students, are the future of our profession. And it wasn't long ago when I was in your situation, so I'm hoping that I can share with you guys something that'll help add some value.
Yes.
Great to be here.
Thank you. So let's get right to it. So how did you get into chiropractic?
I was 13 years old. And I had my first chiropractic adjustment after I went to a career day, and I saw, all these different health professionals. I signed up for all these different health professionals in the 8th grade. And the guy, the chiropractor, he had a spine model out, and he just basically told the chiropractic story. And at 13 years old, you're old enough to, just barely old enough to really get it. And I think I got it at that moment. He communicated in my values. I was able to get what that whole philosophy was. And when I signed up, I went in and started seeing a chiropractor who was in my neighborhood. I saw that the guy was happier than anyone else. He was full of life and full of energy. He he was like a resource in the community. I'm like, I want to be like that guy. I want to like my job like he does. And once I started getting adjusted, that was it for me. So that's my kind of chiropractic story. It helped me with my neck and my headaches and my hip pain, and I just started going further into it and felt all this criticism and resistance from my parents, from my doctor, all of this stuff. But man, am I glad that I kept going down that road.
Yeah, and I attend Texas ChiropracTIC College, and I know that you went to ChiropracTIC College in Canada at the Canadian Memorial Chiropractic College. So what was your experience there?
Well, it's like any other chiropractic school. There are good points about it, and there are bad points about it. And so you would think that going to another school, you would be better off. And I remember feeling this resentment towards CMCC for not giving me enough of the philosophical background or technique background within the curriculum. Like, they just teach diversified. So if I wanted to learn Thompson, if I wanted to learn Activator, if I wanted to learn Gonstead, anything, I would have to go outside of school school hours to learn, so extra hours in addition to all the hours that we were getting. And then I'd hear about Parker or Sherman or all these other schools that were getting actual philosophy and technique, and I remember feeling really resentful about that. And then it's a very they call it evidence-based minded school, and we couldn't use the word subluxation. We had to use the word facet irritation, and there was, I looked at it like most chiropractic students do. You roll your eyes, you got to jump through the hoops. But I knew that it was a means to an end in getting that license so that I can go out and really then start to grow and learn. And so that was my experience at CMCC.
Yeah. And
what's your experience like over at Texas? What do you think about it? What are your all perceptions and opinions about it?
It's exactly the same thing. I mean, like, history is going to repeat itself unless we recognize the balance between it. So I've been fortunate enough to be able to use a lot of the benefits that I see in TCC to start a conversation about it. I mean, including with you too, where I've been able to understand and learn more, not only about myself, but chiropractic, and be able to serve the public just much more. And I almost prefer this kind of one-on-one discussion, and it's I'm sure it's going to help me in the future for sure.
Big time. I mean, you also have to realize, this is my greatest advice to every student out there. I mean, and you've probably heard it before, is that instead of feeling resentful about the way that the program is run or the curriculum is run, mention it, send the feedback. Don't hesitate to send feedback in a very honest, forthright manner, because imagine when you're out in practice, you're not going to be able to please everyone either. You're going to appreciate when patients give you honest feedback that's not coming from a resentful place. Come from a place of power. Imagine you're a client of the school. Okay, stop looking at them as your authority. Look at them as your client, and you say, you know what? This is the feedback that I have. You know, I would love to give you this type of feedback, and then spend as much time connected with the docs out there that you see as mentors, that you think and feel are doing it the right way. Attach to them. You know, download as much of that energy, that information, that inspiration as possible, because you're going to need it. There's going to be times. I mean, I remember there were times in my first year, during my Christmas exams in my first year, I wanted to quit. I didn't want to go on. I thought, this is too much. This is not what I signed up for. I freaking hate it. But it was those connections with the outside world that I strongly encourage every one of you to do that really helped pull me through, that helped me pull me, you know, to the next level.
Yeah, and as a stress and lifestyle specialist and creator and facilitator of the emotional mastery workshops, I mean, do you feel that is one of the biggest barriers that keeps a chiropractic student from excelling in school?
Without a doubt. I haven't yet had the opportunity to go and speak to chiropractic schools just yet. It's actually, I'm in the works of doing it. Actually, I have. I did a Skype conversation with the New Zealand ChiropracTIC College. And I someday I look forward to coming and speaking at Texas one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I feel that there's a lot that I have to share to students. And this is the big one. And the big one that I do have to share with them is that your emotional well-being, like as far as stress goes, you cannot retain any information if your mind and your body are in this perception of a fight or flight. You know, you know how it is. Before an exam, when you have an exam or a test the next day, you didn't get any sleep at night, and you've been going through stress. Your brain, your intuitive, creative thinking center, your neocortex, the blood flow to it shuts down. So if you're not making day-to-day efforts of keeping your stress hormones low, your whole chiropractic school experience would be completely different than if you did. So this goes to basically practicing what you preach, you know, becoming a role model, basically about to teach your community when you get out there. And it starts in school. Don't wait till you have a license. Start living the principle right away. Toxins, trauma, autosuggestion. These are the main causes of subluxation. So making sure that the foods that you eat, the exercise that you get, make sure you're getting adjusted, and really start trying to be as grateful as possible every day. Don't go to school without looking at the things that you're grateful for. You're sitting on an amazing goldmine opportunity, and if you're spending that time in resentment, you're missing out on an amazing opportunity to serve, to grow. You know, I have those times. Let your feelings be feedback. If you're feeling angst and resentful, you're just not grateful enough. And so just look at your feelings as feedback.
Yeah. And, you know, some of these things that you discuss in your workshops, and one of the things I love about you is your hilarious YouTube videos, you know, sometimes taking place like in the streets or even in your office. And you definitely can be described as a edutainer, where you definitely effectively communicate with humor. Can you talk about how the blog started and also the YouTube channels and the Guru and, you know, a bunch of other ones?
Well, the thing is that it all was started out of frustration. I was tired of people not getting it, my patients not getting it. And I was resisting, I was bumping heads. And you know, a patient would start up care and they would start doing better within a few visits. They'd go to their doctor. You got to expect this is going to happen to you in practice, okay? Patient comes in, they start care, you're going out marketing, you see them at a screening, they sign up after a talk, you've worked so hard to bring them in, or they're a referral, you work so hard to bring them in, they get a couple visits, and then they go to their doctor. I want to see what my doctor has to say. Their GP goes, what are you doing going to a chiropractor? They call in and say, sorry, my doctor doesn't approve of me coming to see you. And it just, you're like so frustrated. And I was starting to get really depressed. I was like, this is, and I would get angry, and I would be resistant, and I would start to, you know, like go into conflict with with my patients, with doctors. And I was like, no, I'm approaching this all wrong. You can attract a lot more flies with honey than with vinegar. So I started making lists of all of the most common complaints, the reasons why people come and see you in the first place. And we started creating these series of videos, me and my friend Tobin, who's my videographer / patient / friend, filmmaker guy. And we started creating these little fun videos which help educate, but do it kind of in a way, you know, where people are initially resistant to the word chiropractor, and then they start looking and go, So I discovered that you can get them more involved and participating if you have them fall in love with the TOR. Then they start to understand the TIC from the back end. So really it's all about showing your personality, and I have a background in like some theater, and I'm a salsa dancer and a performer, so I really like being in front of the camera. I'm a bit of an attention whore that way. So this was just a perfect fit. YouTube basically was a medium for me to express my creativity, and that's really what one of the things that I teach in the emotional mastery workshops is, you know, you have to really be connected to that creative source within. And when you're doing that, the world will open up to you. Absolutely. As it has with me.
And if you haven't seen him already, I will definitely put all the links to his channel in the show notes below.
It's on my website. If you go on my website, there's a little link called My Creative Side, and it just shows a few samples of some of the video content. And I think, you know, video content's the wave of the future. I mean, look at what we're on video, and people are tired of reading things; they just want to see it. So I thought, you know, I'm a visual person, so I wanted my web chock full of video information.
Yeah.
And doing it in a fun, entertaining way. There's got to be some sort of a laugh in it, or something inspiring, and edutainment is really what I like to coin that phrase. And
I'm going to steal that. So
hey, do whatever you got to do. I didn't make the word up.
So if you want more information or want to connect with Dr. Nima directly, check out the links below. Every week I will be uploading a new interview with another leader in the chiropractic profession. So if you like this video, please share it with your classmates and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Dr. Nima, thank you so much for...
I also want to say another thing before we cut this short.
Sure.
I want to congratulate you for taking the step and to create content of value for students that's, you know, across the board. There's going to be a student in Australia or New Zealand that's going to watch this and start thinking a little bit differently. And so all because you had the cojones to kind of step up and to risk being judged and risk being criticized, but to fill a need. And I just want to say kudos to you for doing that.
Oh, thank you so much. It's more fun than anything else. So,
and you look good. I like your suit. I'm just in my relaxed mode. So,
once again, my name is David Tran, and this was LuxTV, shedding and spreading light for the chiropractic profession.